It doesn't work that way, man.
Morning light spreads across Lancaster, California. It is 9:28 a.m., the 6th of February, 2024, when deputies from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department are dispatched to a disturbance at a business in the 43500 block of 20th Street West. The caller's voice over radio is tense. A man outside the store is armed with a machete. Patrol cruisers arrive within minutes. Body-worn cameras capture deputies stepping out, weapons drawn, keeping distance from the suspect, 8-year-old Jonathan Scott Foster of Lancaster. He stands near the entrance, sunlight flashing off the broad steel blade in his right hand. A second machete hangs from his waistband. Commands ring out across the parking lot. Drop the machete. Put it down now. Foster doesn't move. He stares toward deputies, muttering, pacing slowly near the glass doors. Customers inside the business peek out nervously, some crouching behind counters. The danger is immediate. An armed, unpredictable man only steps from civilians. Minutes pass. Deputies maintain cover behind vehicles, repeating verbal commands. Foster ignores each one. Then, without warning, he pushes open the door and walks into the store, machete still raised. The tension spikes. From outside, body cams capture deputies shifting positions, shouting for patrons to evacuate. Inside, voices scream. Deputies prepare less lethal options. A taser and 40mm foam baton launcher are brought forward. Through the doorway, sparks flash. The first taser deployment arcs, the sound sharp in the air. Foster jerks but keeps moving. Another deputy fires a foam baton round it, strikes, but he barely reacts. Deputies fire again. Attempts have minimal effect. The suspect now turns, visible once more through the glass entrance, machete still gripped tight. Deputies reposition, their voices echoing through the lot. Drop it, don't move. Foster stands inside the business, breathing heavily, both machetes in view. The deputies' less lethal options have failed. Bodycam footage shows the growing urgency. One wrong move, and civilians could be trapped inside with an armed attacker. Then Foster takes a single step forward, then another. Deputies shout, "Stay back, drop it." He doesn't. Instead, he tightens his grip and suddenly charges out the doorway toward the deputies. The moment is instantaneous. Body cams jolt as deputies open fire. Gunfire cracks through the air, a controlled volley aimed at center mass. Foster collapses mid-stride, falling onto the pavement just outside the entrance. The machete clatters beside him. Sliding across the concrete, deputies rush in, kicking the weapon out of reach. Commands shift instantly. Get medical. Start aid. The scene turns from confrontation to triage. Deputies kneel beside the downed suspect, applying pressure to wounds on his torso. Gauze unrolls, gloves pull tight. Within moments, Los Angeles County Fire paramedics arrive, taking over treatment. Caution tape goes up around the lot. Civilians who witnessed the chaos remain nearby, shaken but unharmed. The body cam footage captures the stark aftermath. The pool of blood, the scattered shells, the two 24-inch machetes lying side by side. Foster is lifted onto a stretcher and placed into an ambulance. Despite efforts from both deputies and paramedics, his condition deteriorates rapidly en route to the hospital. Back at the scene, Investigators begin documenting. Photos, casing markers, and trajectory rods trace the path of the shots. The machetes are tagged and bagged as evidence. Supervisors replay Bodycam clips frame by frame, verifying every command issued before the shooting occurred. No bystanders or deputies are injured. The only casualty is the suspect who charged armed after multiple failed attempts to de-escalate. At the hospital, Jonathan Scott Foster is pronounced dead from multiple gunshot wounds to the upper and lower torso. Detectives from the Sheriff's Homicide Bureau assume control of the investigation, piecing together the hours that led up to the confrontation. They uncover more. Earlier that same morning, before deputies were called to 20th Street West, Foster had committed another violent crime. Surveillance from a local gas station shows him smashing through the glass door with a machete in hand. Inside, he attacks a female employee. The blade cuts deep into her hand as she tries to defend herself. She survives but requires hospital treatment for a severe laceration. By the time deputies encountered him outside the second business, Foster had already proven willing to use the weapon. The machetes recovered from the scene match those seen in the gas station footage, each roughly 2 feet long, edges dulled from repeated impact. Investigators conclude that deputies exhausted all options before resorting to lethal force. Verbal commands, tasers, and 3 separate 40mm foam baton rounds, none stopped him. When he charged, the threat became immediate and deadly. The Bodycam evidence becomes central to the public statement later issued by the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. The footage shows every stage from the calm commands, to the failed, less lethal deployments, to the final moments when Foster rushed forward. For the community, the footage confirms what witnesses saw. Deputies faced an armed man intent on advancing despite warnings. For investigators, it provides the unfiltered record of a morning that escalated from a routine call for service to a deadly confrontation. By afternoon, the area around the business reopens. The shattered glass door is replaced, the sidewalk scrubbed clean. But for those who watched through the windows, the sight of a man with 2 machetes charging deputies will not fade easily. Another case file closes in Lancaster, a reminder of how quickly ordinary mornings can turn violent, and how every decision made in seconds can decide between life, injury, and tragedy.